Is your cooktop giving you problems? Well, I'm Dustin, the Parts Doctor, and today I'm going to show you how to test and replace the standard infinite switch on this Frigidaire range. It's super simple. I'll show you step by step, so let's jump right in. If you need to purchase a replacement standard element infinite switch for your Frigidaire range, you can check out our website, partsdoctor.com, where we offer fast shipping and only sell manufacturer-approved genuine replacement parts for all major appliance brands. Tools needed for this repair: a T15 and a T20 Torx screwdriver or bits, and a multimeter if you're planning on testing your old infinite switch. Since you'll be replacing and testing electrical components, please remember to disconnect your appliance from the power source before beginning. If you're having issues with the cooktop on your electric range, a faulty infinite switch could be the cause. The infinite switch controls the frequency that power is sent to the burner element. When you turn the control knob on and select a setting, power flows through the switch. The components inside the switch will then automatically cycle the burner's power on and off based on the power setting that you've chosen. Common signs of a bad infinite switch could include a cooking element that won't turn on or off, only works on high no matter where you turn the knob, or the element on indicator light stays on even if the switch is turned off. You might also notice that the burner element won't regulate the proper temperature, leading to uneven cooking. Later in this video, I'll show you how to test the infinite switch with a multimeter to help narrow down if the switch is actually causing the problem. The standard element infinite switch controls one of three single burner elements on this cooktop. On this model, all three single cooking elements use the same type of switch, while the expandable dual element and warming zone each require a unique switch. Check this video's description for links to videos on how to replace the expandable and warming zone switches. To access the infinite switch, first open the oven door and locate the three T15 screws under the control panel where the switches are mounted. Using your T15 screwdriver, remove the three fasteners from the underside of the control knob panel. Lift the front of the control panel slightly, then locate the mounting pins and indents that will hold it in place while you work. Place one hand on each side of the cooktop and lift the front of the cooktop off the mounting pins and slowly move it forward enough to rest the cooktop on the mounting pins. Use the indents on the bottom of the sides of the cooktop panel to hold the cooktop in place to be able to access the screws to remove the control panel. Be careful not to apply outward pressure to the control panel as you can damage the panel. Once the cooktop is securely resting on the mounting pins, locate the screw holding the control panel to the cooktop. There is one screw on either side of the panel attaching the panel to the bottom of the cooktop. Remove each fastener. With the screws removed from either side of the panel, slide the panel forward to free it from the mounting clips on the front of the cooktop. You should now be able to see the backside of the infinite switches. Locate the switch that you want to test and snap a photo of the wiring connections on the back of the infinite switch for reference later. Once you have a photo of where the wires connect to the switch, remove all the connections from the back of the infinite switch. While it is possible to test the switch while attached to the control panel, for the sake of the video, we will remove it before testing. To remove the infinite switch, apply firm, gradual pressure to pull the knob off the control arm. Then, unscrew the two T20 fasteners securing the switch to the control panel located next to the control arm. Once the screws are removed, the switch will now be free from the appliance. On the back of the switch, you'll see several terminal connections, each labeled by a letter or a number or a combination of the two. Each of these terminals connect power to different components on the range. On this particular switch, the P1 and 2 terminals connect the main power through the switch. The P2 and 4 connections control the burner, and the P2 and 4A connections control the cooktop indicator light. First, we'll test whether the infinite switch is shorted, which could allow electricity to flow through the switch when it shouldn't. Begin by setting the switch to the off position. Next, set your multimeter to the continuity mode and check for continuity between the following connections: P1 and 2, P2 and 4, P2 and 4A. There should be no continuity or an audible beep for any of these connections. If you detect continuity, this indicates a short in the switch and it should be replaced. If no continuity is found, we'll move on to testing the switch in the on position. Turn the knob to any on position and then use your multimeter to check for continuity between these terminals. P1 and 2, P2 and 4, P2 and 4A. There should be continuity between these connections. If there is not continuity between any of these connections, the switch is faulty and should be replaced. If you need a replacement standard infinite switch, visit our website partsdoctor.com. We'll include a link in the description below. Be sure to use the full model number from your appliance's tag to ensure that you find the correct part. To install the infinite switch, ensure that the word top on the back of the switch is facing upward. Align it with the control panel by inserting the control arm through the panel. Secure the infinite switch to the control panel using the two T20 fasteners. To ensure proper alignment, start both screws before fully tightening them. Once both are in place, tighten them securely. Refer to the photo that you took earlier to reattach the wires and connectors to the back of the switch. On our model, the black wire connects to the bottom left P2 connection. The white connector connects the 4, 4A, and 2 connections, and the red wire connects to the top left P1 connection. Double check that all connections are securely attached to the infinite switch. Then, slide the mounting tabs inside of the cooktop and align the control panel with the clips at the bottom of the cooktop and press it into place. Ensure that the panel aligns with the front and sides of the cooktop. Insert a T15 screw into the mounting hole on the side of the bottom of the cooktop, ensuring that the screw goes into the mounting tab of the control panel. Fully tighten and repeat on the other side. Once the control panel is secured, gently lift the cooktop and slide it back into place on the appliance cabinet. Make sure the mounting pins align with the mounting holes. The cooktop should stay in place if it's properly seated on the mounting pins. Insert and fully tighten all 3 T15 screws in the bottom of the control panel and close the oven door. Reattach the knob on the control arm and reestablish power back to the appliance, whether plugging it back into the wall or turning it back on at the breaker. Now it's time to test the element. Turn the switch to medium and check for 2 things. The element on light should illuminate and the burner or element itself should begin to heat up. Note that if you do not have a pot or pan on the element, it might stop heating after a moment. This is normal and can sometimes make people think that their cooktop isn't working properly. It is actually a safety feature because without cookware to pull the heat away, the element can overheat, so it shuts itself down to prevent damage. To properly test the cooktop, place an appropriately sized pot filled with water on the element. The water will absorb the heat, allowing the element to stay on as intended. Your cooktop is now ready for use. Well, that'll do it for today's video. As always, I'm Dustin with Parts Doctor. Until next time, thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.